All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we have Morris Cohen has just finished our 12-week program. He's had exceptional results. That's why I had to bring him down. Morris, how are you getting on? Thank you, firstly, for joining me. But do you want to just give everyone a quick
Pleasure.
intro? Who are you? And really why you were looking to do my program?
No problem. No problem. So first of all, thank you very much. So obviously, Pete and I have spoken about this program and this journey, this health journey, many times over the years. Like probably most of your clients, I was feeling unhealthy. I was putting on weight. Life was taking over. No time to look after myself whilst worrying and looking after everyone else. So I went back into the background, and actually one day I've realised that without my health, without feeling strong, confident, and healthy, everything I was doing and spending all my time trying to get the aim I was trying to get to was actually going to be a waste of time if I wasn't around, in a worst case scenario. So I think for me it was really health orientated, this move. My confidence in social events was low. I felt hugely uncomfortable in myself. And for my kids, I couldn't really enjoy playing. I couldn't enjoy football, couldn't enjoy any of these things comfortably.
So before you actually pulled the trigger and joined the program, I mean, how long had it been on your mind that you needed to do something, that you wanted to do something?
So I think over the last 2 years, I think we've spoken a couple of times briefly about it. And I think, and in all honesty, I think you were hugely honest about the whole program. If you want to do something and your own personal mindset is correct, that is the way to move forward. It's the only way to move forward. You're not a magician. You can't just go and wave a stick and say, you know what, you're going to be healthy, you're going to lose weight. You've come up with a program and a plan that clearly works, and I would see all your pictures of these guys who look like this and now look like this, and all the advertising, the Facebook videos, and I would look at it thinking, I want to be that guy, I want to be that guy, and then I'd go off and carry on with my unhealthy lifestyle. But my mindset changed. I would have, I would go to hospital, I'd have a blood test, and I would see over the last 12 months, my blood pressure was rising. It wasn't settling, it wasn't going down. And like most blokes, I kind of just thought that it's okay. It's okay. It'll come down. I'll be okay. And I'd start to really feel ill. I'd start to feel rubbish. I'd go to bed feeling rubbish and unhealthy, breathing. I was uncomfortable, putting on socks, I'd see stars. And that's, at 47, that's not okay. And my mindset shifted. I needed to make that change. And it was me that wanted to make that change. And then with that correct mindset, I needed support. I knew I needed to make a change, but I couldn't do it myself and I couldn't implement it, even though a lot of the stuff is just, it's common sense. Don't eat the rubbish, look at what you're eating, go for walks, do a bit more exercise, be a bit more active. It's not rocket science, but what I was able to achieve with your group and your team was a massive support, was the support, the advice, the setup, the framework that put me in the right direction.
And obviously just that level of accountability, which a lot of men need, because men are very good at putting things off to tomorrow.
So the accountability is probably up there at the top of the list. We would convince ourselves, I'd convince myself that it was okay. I would eat this, it's okay. I'm going to play a bit of football later. I've gone for a walk. 2-minute walk does not allow me to eat a massive plate of chips and everything else that goes with that. So the accountability was big, and it wasn't horrible accountability or uncomfortable accountability. It was supportive accountability. There's a massive difference. A lot of times people will they'll shout at you, or they'll say, what are you doing? Do you want you're going to put on weight, you're going to look fat, you don't want. It wasn't that kind of accountability. It was why did today look like today? How can we help? How can we tweak? Is something, did you have a tough day? It was supportive, and yet I felt like I had to be accountable for what I was eating, why I wasn't doing a workout, why I missed a workout. But I didn't feel It wasn't made to feel bad. I was encouraged to let that day, let one day, one of the sayings you came up, don't let one bad day become two bad days or become a week. So one bad day was fine. And then the next day we would crack on and the support would be equally the same.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. I think, unfortunately, a lot of people, when they embark on this fitness journey, have this idea that they need to be perfect all the time, but that's not life and that's not realistic. And what often can self-sabotage an individual when they don't have that support and accountability around them is a bad meal can turn into a bad day can turn into a bad week. And then you just sort of get into this rut again of blowing it, where you've got to be practical and you've got to be realistic that, you know, a bad day or a bad meal isn't the end, and that you pick yourself up and you go again.
Yeah, and I think over the 12 weeks I was as strict as I could have been with food intake. But what the 12
holidays over the 12 weeks as well, didn't you?
Yeah. We had Passover at Pesach. That was my biggest fear. And part of your app and part of your thing is to share the wins. I got through 8 days of basically a food eating festival, the same weight that I went in with. I came out the same weight I went in with, and that's a massive thing for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you want to tell everyone actually what your transformation was? How much weight you lost over the course of the 84 days?
So I started the first time I got on the scales that I bought. So the scales was also an important thing, because we always hear a lot of different things. People say, don't weigh yourself every day. And I found it massively helpful. It wasn't focused on the weight and the numbers, but weighing yourself every day really shows you that the workouts and the food that you're not eating, those small changes, make such a massive difference. So the weighing yourself is massive. So that's me at the beginning, and that's me at the end. It was a massive transformation.
Extraordinary. And ladies and gents, if you have a look at these dates, 19th of February, that first picture, and that 11th of May, the second, just phenomenal change. So you're talking, what are you talking like?
I started at 9. The first time I got on the scale, I started at 90. And the day we stopped the 12 week, my best was 77.7, I believe.
Yeah.
So that was the change.
2 stone in 84 days. And not only did we have Passover, which you mentioned, you also had a holiday to Israel in the 12 weeks as well, didn't you?
I did. And that was another thing. It became so food, like most people, food. I love food. I love going out to eat. I love going to Israel on holiday and eating everything that's available there. But I managed somehow to change. It became a lifestyle. I know it sounds cliched, because that's always the aim. But ultimately, what I've managed to realize is that I can still eat every so often something I really like. And I think it's important you do. It's not realistic. It's not realistic to think I'm not going to go out and eat this. But actually, the lifestyle of what I'm eating, what I'm preparing, 84 days and not a single delivery. I'm getting emails from Deliveroo asking me if is everything okay? Which
I think you'll remember early on, I advised you to have a steak, and you were you were thrown by that, because a lot of people also have the misconception to stay away from red meat. But if it fits within your calories, and we know that a little lower on protein that day, then that's a good move to play.
So equally, what's really important is the potatoes, the rice, all these things that you hear people say, no, I don't touch bread, I don't touch this, I don't. It's not realistic. I like toast in the morning for breakfast. When we started, you said, you know what, if you're going to have toast, let's get rid of the white bread, let's have rye or whole wheat. I had rye, a couple of slices instead of 6 slices. And actually, all of a sudden, I'm still enjoying breakfast, but it's a healthy option and it's a better option. The potatoes, the rice, I can still have that as and when I need it and want it. And it's important, because if you get the 3 meals right with the right mix and the balances that you've helped me understand, then actually you can eat healthily and be full and eat lots of the stuff you like and still manage to keep the weight off.
Sure, definitely, and that's the objective. Is we want this to be habitual. We want this to be sustainable. I'm not after these big surface level solutions that you're never going to touch a carbohydrate again, or that you need to spend 6 hours in the kitchen every Sunday preparing your meals for the week, because that's not life and that's not realistic. So, Morris, tell me about what your new routine looks like. How do you feel now? How active are you? How often are you training?
I've still got the Fitbit on. Fitbit is a great way of checking to make sure I hit my 10,000 non-negotiable, as it were. Sometimes I do, sometimes I'm way over, sometimes I'm a little bit under. It pushes me to take, when it used to be, let's take the dog for a walk. It'd be, oh, Nikki, you do it. Now I'll do it. It's not even that. I'll get up, I'll look at the watch, and I'll go, you know what? I'll take the dog for a walk this evening before I go to bed. Would never have done that. Would never have felt I had the energy to do that, and would never have had the desire to necessarily do that. So something as small as that is a difference. All these things add up. Food-wise, in the house, it's become more normal. What we're buying, the fridge is full of the food that I normally eat now. It's it's part of the normal weekly order. Nikki or whoever's making dinner will add the broccolis and the asparagus and the kale and the spinach whenever. So it's become quite normal now, and I don't feel the need to just get a takeaway because there's nothing prepared, there's nothing ready. I'm not thinking about what to eat. So thinking about it is important. Exercise wise, I think over the 12 weeks the workouts are always difficult. I think even you've said it yourself, and you're working out more, daily. It's tough. No one wants to go and work out necessarily. It doesn't matter how fit you are. But
the goalpost just keeps changing.
Correct. But what you do notice is the food is a massive part of it. Is, I think, probably the biggest part. Eating the right food gave me the results, body form the shape and the weight loss that I really needed. The workouts are really the thing that pushes you that little bit further, in my opinion, from what I felt. When I did workouts and I was consistent, I could see and I could feel the body change much quicker, much better than when I was just careful with the food, but missed a workout. So they do go hand in hand. But yes, I'm continuing to try and work out. I've got all my stuff in the car so that I know that hopefully later I'm going to. I've got my protein shake from this morning that I keep, and I keep that full of water for the office. It's lifestyle change. It's really made a difference. No, I'm very proud, and I guess just my last question for you, Morris, before we wrap up, would be, what would you say to anyone thinking about starting a journey with us, with PGPT? Okay. So there's a couple of things. I think, first of all, try not to wait until it's so bad. Don't blow up like a massive thing, because the journey back is that much harder. Get your mindset right. Try and somehow train your mind to want to do this. I mean, it's easy to make that call. It's easy to pay the money and to join it, but you have to be ready to do it. I think really, really want to do that. I can tell you, within 2 weeks of being on the course, if you stick to what the course is telling you, you'll notice immediate differences. Your friends will notice immediate differences, but more importantly, you'll feel really different after only 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, I thought, wow, imagine what it's going to be like after 12, and I'm not disappointed. So get your mindset's really, really important. It isn't always easy. There are always bumps in the road. Life isn't easy. There's a lot of stress that goes on behind the scenes. It's all very well saying, let's go into the gym, let's eat this, but actually it's not easy to have dinner prepared. It's not easy to get to the gym. But make that a priority. You have to realize that without you feeling 100% or healthier or fitter, then what am I doing? I'm working all the hours of the day, trying to build a business, trying to keep the business going, trying to give everything to the family and the kids. But I might not be here next week because I'm overeating and I can't breathe and my blood pressure's through the roof. So what is the point?
Yep. Well, I think true words there. And I always say to men, our willingness can't be more than yours. But if you come with that willingness and that desire, that I know I need to make a difference for myself, for my family, for my loved ones, then, as you said, the most powerful thing once you've made that switch in your mind is to just start, because
the journey's much easier when you've made that switch.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my interview with Maurice Cohen, 14 kilos down. Thank you very much, Maurice, and thanks for spending 10 minutes with me today. Cheers, buddy.
It was a pleasure.